Will Gabe Landeskog be ready to play before the playoffs begin? This is your Denver Sports Daily for April 3rd.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
Now, Gabe Landeskog's return has been the story of the season. Now, will he or will he not come back to the ice? I know it's a lot. It's been here since the beginning of the season. It's been here for a while, even last season. Will Gabe Landeskog make his return? And now, as it gets closer to the end of the regular season and playoffs, so you got to start moving the question to should he return? Now, Landeskog has been out of commission since the Stanley Cup run, and most people already know that. He's been out since 2022, but his return keeps getting closer and closer, so they say. Every day, it feels like you're hearing some new news about Gabe Landeskog and him skating, him practicing with the team. But this is some new news. Defenseman Eric Johnson spoke on Landeskog's return, saying, "We're pulling for him, and I think it's a matter of when, not if anymore." He actually had a great little interview before yesterday's game, and he just talked a lot about, his return. Landeskog is looking good, saying it's a matter of when, not if anymore. That's a lot of great things to hear. But if I can pull myself back a little bit out of this happiness that I'm feeling about, Gabe's return, we've heard this before. We've heard it's a matter of when, not if anymore. And last time we heard that, it was at the beginning of the season this year. It doesn't seem like any strides are actually being made. So will he be able to come back and perform at the level he once did? Probably not. He shouldn't be expected, at least this season, to come back this close to the playoffs and play at a high level. And not only should he not be expected, he shouldn't. He should not come back. There's no way you're out of commission for 3 years and you come back to the playoffs and you play at a level that is, you play at an NHL level. Honestly, the playoffs are so much harder. They're a different beast entirely than the regular season. You can't go out there and just expect Gabe to perform at the level he once did. It's not going to happen. Now, overall, this is good news to hear. Gabe's obviously one of the, foundation members of this team. Him being back on the ice is a huge confidence boost for the team. It really is. He won't be able to play any significant minutes. If he does come back in the playoffs, you're talking fourth line. It's not going to be any kind of star power. It's not like he's going to go out there and play and get a goal in his first game back in the playoffs. It's just not going to happen. But overall, it's still good to hear that his return is going well. They've obviously got that documentary coming out about his, recovery. It'll be fun to look into that and kind of see where he's at right now and, how his return has kind of happened, even though we still don't know exactly when he will come back. Now, moving on, the Avalanche learned from their mistakes and got a shootout win against the Blackhawks last night. Now, if you remember on Monday, the Avs lost to the Calgary Flames in a shootout, but they made up for it by winning against the Blackhawks in a shootout last night. Now, all hopes seem to be lost for the Avs as they entered the third period down 2-0, but Cale Makar scored halfway through the final period, and then Marty Necas became the hero of the game as he scored the tying goal with 11 seconds remaining. Martin Necas, this guy, are you kidding me? Look at him. I was so against the trade. I was so against the Mikko Rantanen trade. I can't even tell you how against it I was, but I rescind everything that I said about it. Great idea from the great trade. Martin Necas is here. He is so freaking good. I mean, this guy has played at an incredibly high level for the Avs. He scored that game-tying goal, 11 seconds remaining, and then they went on to win it. Incredible play from him. Scott Wedgwood had a hell of a game, saving 22 shots and allowing only 2 through, recording a .917 save percentage. A great, great win, but it still feels like they should have won by a larger margin, honestly. The Blackhawks are a terrible team. They're not that good at all. But for some reason, they have the Avs number. I mean, you look at it, before yesterday, they had a 2-1 series lead. Now, after the win yesterday, the series got evened up at 2-2. They split the season series. But damn, this is not a good team. This is not a team that you should be, going against and losing half of your season games. It's just not what you want to see from a team who's got Stanley Cup aspirations. And I got to give credit to Zach By on the drive at Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, because he called the score yesterday. I was listening in their last segment of the day. They were giving a little prediction, and he said, I got Avs 3-2 in overtime. So I got to give credit where it's due, because that's an incredible call. Now, after this win, the Avs are now 46-26-4 and are getting so much closer to clinching a playoff spot as the regular season comes to an end. Ooh, it is getting down to the wire. It is going to be fun to watch how this team kind of, lines up, where they end up going into the playoffs, because they just have closed out. This past month has been great for them. Month and a half almost at this point has been so great. They've played at the highest level possible. Now, moving on, the Nuggets lost their second game in a row to the San Antonio Spurs with a final score of 113-106. Now, the Nuggets were missing all 5 of their starters last night, and they still made a valiant effort, but it was against a poor Spurs team. They were missing Wembanyama. It's not like the Spurs team is the same Spurs team that we've seen 3 years ago. This should have been a win for the Nuggets. I don't care if the bench is out there playing. Jalen Pickett had a standout performance, recording a 17-point, 11 rebound, and 10 assist triple-double. Even when Nikola Jokic isn't on the court, somebody's getting a triple-double for the Nuggets. Now, that added to a 30-point performance from Russell Westbrook should have been enough to win against the shorthanded Spurs team, but it wasn't. Now, what I will say, Russell Westbrook, love him so much. You live by him, you die by him. And now it's 2 games in a row where the Nuggets have died by Russell Westbrook. 2 bad games in a row. Not bad overall. You had 30 points last night. Don't get it twisted. But when it comes to clutch time, Russ, you got to get the ball out of your hands. Honestly, he took some bad shots yesterday. Final minute and a half, he dribbled the ball out and took a bad three-pointer. And Russell Westbrook, he's not a great three-point shooter. Bad three-pointer, rebounded by the Spurs. They go down and score. Down 4. Okay. All right, fine. Then on the next possession, he drives in and misses a layup. Spurs get the rebound, drive it down. Spurs are up by 6 with a minute remaining. That's 2 bad possessions, 2 misses where you're just taking it into your own hands to shoot. I get you have 30 points. I get you're trying to make up for what happened the other night. I get it. You got to get your teammates involved. I don't care if you pass and a teammate misses a bad shot. I care when you hold the ball for all 20 seconds of a possession and then miss. That's just not good basketball. Now, after this loss, the Nuggets fell to 4th in the West, which means that they would match up against the Warriors in the first round. And if you remember, last time they played in the playoffs was in 2022 when the Warriors won in 5 games. It's not one of those teams that I think the Nuggets match up well against. It's not. There's something about the Warriors. They are sneaky. They are quick. They've got a lot of spacing, obviously. Steph Curry is the best three-point shooter of all time. Their spacing destroys the Nuggets, especially this Nuggets team. When they run a zone, they can't guard all the three-point shooters on the perimeter. It would not be good if they matched up against the Warriors in the first round. They fell to 4th. This is not what you want to see from this Nuggets team. I don't remember the last time they were in the 4th seed. It's been a while. It's been at least 3 or 4 years. They got to lock in. This past month has not been kind to the Nuggets, and it really worries me as they get so much closer to the playoffs. But that's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I'll be back with you guys again tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be special, and you know why? It is opening day for the Rockies. Opening day. It's finally here. The most fun day in Colorado, honestly. And it's going to be a little bit cold tomorrow, but we'll be out there. The whole Denver sports staff is going to be out there, and we're going to be having a day. We're going to be having so much fun. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow down there, first of all, at El Patio, and make sure you tune into Denver Sports Daily. It's going to be a lot of fun. But until then, y'all have a great rest of your day. I will see you all later. Bye, y'all.